Chapter 1. Mysterious Night in the Temple. The wind rustled the torn wires on the roof of the abandoned temple, and the branches of the trees outside gently tapped on the window. The moon, breaking through the clouds, cast a powerful light that pierced the darkness of the forest surrounding the temple. This ancient temple had been abandoned for years, and the villagers avoided coming anywhere near it. However, tonight, 3 brave children were here to unravel the mysteries of the temple. Aiden was their leader. He had discovered in his father's old journals mention of the temple's secrets. Alongside him were his best friends, Lucas and Noah. Lucas's father was the village's wise man, and he had shared the story of the temple with them. The temple had been used centuries ago as a place of worship for a dark cult. The cult had gained notoriety for its secret rituals and dark magic. However, one night, the temple had burned down in flames, and the cult members had disappeared. After that incident, the temple seemed cursed. Aiden remembered his father claiming in his journals that there was a treasure inside the temple. His father couldn't explain what the curse on the temple was, but he had offered to help Aiden find the temple if he wanted to search for the treasure. The 3 children stood in front of the temple's door at midnight. In the moonlight, the temple looked even more ominous. Aiden opened the door, and they entered. Behind the door, there was an ancient inscription that provided some information about the temple's interior. It read, "The knowledge, power, and dangers lie within. Only the brave can follow the path." Aiden showed this inscription to his friends and took the lead. Inside, there were remnants of old burnt-out candles and strange symbols on the walls. The temple was eerily quiet, with only the howling of the wind breaking the silence. The symbols on the walls seemed to mean nothing, but they concealed a mystery. Aiden said, "We should move forward. According to what my father said, the treasure should be here," and led his friends deeper into the temple. Chapter 2. The Invisible Threat. Aiden and his friends continued to advance inside the temple. The floor was covered with ancient stones, and every step echoed with creaks. The strange symbols on the walls were more complex, but their meanings still remained a mystery. Suddenly, Noah felt something pass by him. "Stop," he yelled, and they all came to a halt. However, they couldn't see anything. Lucas said, "There might be ghosts in this old temple, but we're here, and our goal is to find the treasure. Let's keep going," he said. Surveying their surroundings, Aiden determinedly said, "There might be ghosts, but we're here, and our goal is to find the treasure. Let's keep going." They continued down the corridor and reached doors adorned with strange symbols. When they opened the first door, they saw stairs slowly ascending into darkness. The second door led to a mysterious room with a large throne at the center. The third door was entirely locked and wouldn't budge. Aiden said, "Let's go down the stairs." His friends agreed and followed him. The stairs turned into a deep underground labyrinth, presenting them with increasingly complex corridors and tunnels. Eventually, they reached a room that was unlike the others. In the center, there was a large stone table with an ancient book resting on it. The pages of the book had turned yellow, and the writing was in an ancient language. Aiden examined the book and stood up to face his friends. "We should take this. Perhaps this book will reveal the secrets of the temple," he said. As they took the book, the room suddenly filled with darkness, and the door closed, trapping them inside. In a state of panic, they heard a strange voice. "Welcome, prisoners of the temple." The children wondered who this mysterious stranger was and what they might do to them. Chapter 3. The Mysterious Visitor. The voice of the mysterious person, whose presence they could hear but not see, continued to emanate from the darkness of the room. "While coming here, you must think that you are searching for treasure in this temple, isn't that right?" said the mysterious figure. Summoning his courage, Aiden asked, "Who are you? And can you explain why you've trapped us here?" The voice gestured towards an approaching light, and then lit some old candles in the corner of the room, revealing the face of an elderly man. The man's grey hair and wrinkled face bore the weight of many years. The man introduced himself as Ezra and claimed to be the former guardian of the temple. According to him, he had been living alone in the temple 4 years, taking on the responsibility of keeping intruders away. "This temple is filled with the secrets it holds," Ezra said. "It could be dangerous for you, which is why I kept you here." Luca spoke up, saying, "We want to learn the secrets." Ezra proceeded to tell the children about the dark rituals, curses, and the lost treasure that had a history within the temple. However, he had not yet revealed the temple's greatest secret. Taking the book from the children's hands, Ezra opened it. This book contains the temple's greatest secrets, but to learn these secrets, you will have to pay a great price. Aden inquired, "What kind of price are we talking about?" Ezra, with a mysterious smile, responded, "If you wish to find out, you will need to stay in this temple, and this might be the greatest danger of your lives." The children found themselves standing on the brink of a momentous decision. Would they take the risk to uncover the secrets of the temple? Chapter 4. Stay in the temple. After a difficult decision, the children chose to learn the secrets of the temple and promised to stay, guided by Ezra. Ezra returned the book to them and assured them that he would be their guide during their time in the temple. In the initial days, Ezra explained the history of the temple and the meanings of the symbols. However, he always reminded them that this place was filled with dangers. At night, the children retired to their rooms to contemplate what they had learned, but every night, they heard strange sounds in the temple, and shadows seemed to move. For a week, the children worked diligently to uncover the temple's secrets. However, they felt that there was something else in the temple, something they hadn't sensed before, like a presence. One night, when they woke up, they found their books open on their tables. The pages that were closed the night before were now filled with symbols. As they examined the books, they realized that the symbols matched the ones they had seen in the temple. Aden said, "I think these symbols are guiding us," Lucas added. "Perhaps this is a map that will help us find the hidden treasure in the temple." Noah cautioned, "If we are right, then this journey might become even more dangerous," and the others agreed. The next day, the children began to follow the symbols. The symbols led them towards the end of the temple's corridors, where they discovered a hidden door. Upon opening the door, they found themselves in the long-lost worship hall of the cult. The symbols on the walls, the scattered carpets on the floor, and the ancient altar were all still intact. But the most striking sight was a glowing treasure chest at the center. However, obtaining the treasure would not be easy. The temple had awakened the ghosts of the past and dark forces, and the children would have to face these dangers to retrieve the treasure. Chapter 5. Dangerous Quest. The treasure chest dazzled the children with its brilliant radiance. However, the ghostly figures nearby and the eerie sounds around them made it clear that reaching the treasure would not be easy. Aden carefully examined the chest. Ancient symbols adorned its surface, holding the secret to opening it. But they needed more information to decipher the symbols and unlock the chest. Ezra was determined to help the children. The former guardian of the temple began explaining the meanings behind the symbols. He narrated how each symbol represented the rituals of the cult and the secrets of the temple. However, they needed to learn how to use this information to solve the mystery and open the chest. Working together, they began unraveling the mystery of the symbols, with each symbol's meaning they grasped. They came one step closer to unlocking the chest, but with every step, the temple grew even more perilous. At night, the ghostly figures grew bolder. They roamed around their beds and made mysterious noises. However, the children did not lose their determination. Reaching the treasure was the final stage of uncovering the secrets of the temple. One morning, they successfully deciphered the last symbol and managed to open the treasure chest. What emerged from it left the children in awe, a treasure filled with gold and precious gemstones. hidden in the temple foyers, was now before their eyes. But obtaining the treasure would not be as simple as taking it and leaving the temple. The temple had prepared one final test to protect the treasure, one that would challenge the children's courage and intelligence. Chapter 6: The Treasure and the Final Trial. As they opened the treasure chest, a wealth of gold and precious gemstones dazzled their eyes. The chest had gathered dust over the years, but the treasures inside gleamed and sparkled. The children stood in awe of this magnificent sight. However, their joy was short-lived. The temple had prepared one final trial to protect the treasure, a trial that would test their courage and intelligence to the fullest. To retrieve the treasure, they needed to lift the chest, but it was secured with a peculiar lock adorned with strange symbols. They did their best to decipher the symbols, but failed every time. As the symbols seemed contradictory, preventing the lock from opening, Ezra attempted to assist the children. But the mystery of the symbols was beyond his comprehension. "This lock can only be opened by the true ruler of the temple," he said. The children stood in front of the locked chest, feeling hopeless. Meanwhile, the number of ghostly figures had increased, and they had cornered the room. Aden, with one last glimmer of hope, said, "Perhaps we should become the true rulers of the temple." Lucas and Noah agreed with him. Ezra tried to warn them about the dangers of this idea, but the children were determined not to listen. Under the threat of the ghostly figures, the children decided to become the true rulers of the temple. As they tried to understand the symbols, the powers of the temple began to swirl around them. The symbols were etched onto their skin, and the secrets of the temple were transferred into their minds. Finally, the chest's locks opened, and the treasure was released. However, this victory came at a price. The children knew they were now the true rulers of the temple, but they had also accepted the responsibilities and burdens that came with this title. As they left the temple, the ghostly figures receded, and the temple fell silent. The children returned to their village with the treasure, safeguarding the secrets of the temple. And so, the brave children's adventure came to an end. The treasure had forever changed their lives, but most importantly, through their friendship and courage, they had successfully overcome this challenging trial.